without the volatility on the downside, you don't get the 150% returns or more on the upside. So anyway, calm down, have patience, let this play out. So that's interesting. Again, you should be thinking about the dips. Solana should outperform Bitcoin for the rest of this cycle, and Ethereum too, with Sui outperforming Solana. Those are my bets. Now, I don't want to hear from you saying, yeah, but what about this token and that token and my token's better than your token? This is not a fucking player versus player world. It is a player versus everything. We all want everybody to succeed here.
오늘은 리얼비전의 CEO 라울 팔이 예측하는 암호화폐 시장 전망을 들어보겠습니다. 라울 팔은 경험이 풍부한 투자자의 날카로운 시선과 함께 비트코인과 거대한 암호화폐 시장을 항상 주시하고 있는 인물이죠. 경제의 불확실성이 커지는 상황 속에서도 항상 코인의 중요성을 인식하고 있으며 경제 지표뿐 아니라 암호화폐 가격의 상승에 대해 이야기하곤 합니다. 지난번의 영상에 이어서 라울 팔이 강조하는 바나나존 전략과 현재 글로벌 경제 상황에 대한 얘기입니다.
I don't see any reason why that won't be the case, and anybody telling you otherwise is just plucking stories. We do the analysis, lots and lots of it. We have hundreds upon hundreds, maybe thousands of charts on all of this. Another way of looking at it is Global M2, it kind of consolidates for periods of time. Those periods of time tend to be crypto winter and then crypto spring. As we start transitioning into summer, you get this breakout in M2 and then a retest. We've had the breakout and retest, and what happens is, after that retest, that tends to be phase one correction of the banana zone. We started the banana zone in September, October, November. Then we start correcting. We continue to correct, and then we take off again. That's all to play for. It's very normal. It's playing out like a very typical cycle. The ISM also says, well, when that starts coming above 50, what happens is altcoins tend to outperform. Now, there's all this bullshit online. There's going to be no altcoin season. It's never going to happen. It's only a Bitcoin-only season. It's all about the ETFs, blah, 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 blah. Simply, probably not true. Again, we deal in a world of probabilities and no certainties, but probabilistically speaking, as the business cycle accelerates, people go further out the risk curve because they have more money. You're earning more money, your mortgage has gone down, you have higher savings, you can recycle them into assets. It happens at corporate level too, as corporate earnings go up and the overvaluation that people are scared about of the stock market, well, that all becomes noise as well because earnings expand. And then those earnings get recycled into investments and the market goes higher. So, altcoins should outperform in the next phase once we get out of this corrective phase. Okay, let's look at these corrective phases. If you guys have got this far and followed me, we've gone through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 20% plus pullbacks. And you can't remember those. You might remember the last summer one because that was pretty miserable, but that's it. We deal with this. The volatility is a feature, not a bug. You need the volatility to drive these massive rips when they come. So that's where we are. We've seen this. We should be somewhere close to bottoming. Now, with those 7 pullbacks, we've still had 600% returns from the low. Again, you've forgotten about those because you're like, oh my God, it got to 110 and now it's at 80. It's like, it's all fucking noise, kids. Really, honestly. When we go back to 2017, it was more violent because Bitcoin was earlier in its adoption phase and we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 30% plus pullbacks, some of them at 40%. So this is more like Solana now, which is more volatile because it's earlier in the cycle. It's more like Ethereum, it's more like others. So this gives you the contextualization of what you're going to have to stomach to make the money. To unfuck your future, you're going to have to learn to deal with volatility. And if you've got any spare income and you can invest, you can buy some of these dips, but be careful later in the cycle. You don't want to overextend when you should be thinking about how do I take money off. But we're far too early for that yet. I talked about we could take lifestyle chips off sometime in the first quarter. Looks like it's pushed out to the second quarter. I'll keep you updated when that happens. But again, I'm very chill about this. When you zoom out, Bitcoin is just retesting where it broke out from. That's it, guys. It's hardly a big deal. When we look at the RSI of Bitcoin, it's like the second most oversold it's been in this entire cycle. These are opportunities. When it gets this oversold, yes, it can chop around a bit at those lows, might even make a new low, might chop, rally, new low, which will then diverge on the RSI, but it's telling you 1 month from now, prices will start climbing for sure. They'll be higher than here. And then 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, we should have much higher prices. So once we've got the corrections out of the way, you start to look forward to, okay, now I can get some real price action going again. So nothing to worry about. And I think many of the memes, or a few of the memes, will be Phoenix to the rise from the ashes. We will see some great recoveries in some of that stuff too. But remember, that's only for 10% of our portfolio. The risky stuff is 10%. Solana is a core position for most people, and that's a good one. You know, the core positions that I talk about for most people will vary depending on your case. But, you know, I've always used Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, and I use SUI as a higher beta bet because I think that's going to do well this cycle. Again, you may choose different names. You may have XRP, you may have something else. That's fine. You do you, I'll do me. Let's just wish each other the best because that's all we want to do. We want everybody to do well out of this. If this is going to go from $3 trillion as a market cap to $100 trillion, we want everybody to make as much money as possible, and we can fuck it to the banking system and everybody else. We deserve this. This is our system. It's made for us, and it's ours to capture. Help each other out is the key thing, and not fight with each other. Fear and greed. Everyone's fearful as shit right now. It collapsed down to 20, so super fearful. Again, these tend to be good inflection points to start thinking about absorbing. We're seeing exactly the same in equities, funnily enough. The NASDAQ, we've suddenly gone to this massive bearish sentiment. 80% of all surveys are bears. Those tend to lead to almost V-shaped recoveries. So now, can we have another, one or two sharp sell-offs around these levels? Possibly. But basically, it's telling us everyone's got way too bearish, worrying about global growth. They're not seeing that was something that happened last year, and the forward-looking indicators are doing the opposite. So, your Tesla stock, your Coinbase stock, all of these things that you own, they should be fine going forwards. We've just had a growth scare driven by the dollar and driven by financial conditions. And then we can go to the healing phase, and then again, we can start rising. The healing phase, who knows? Could be 2 weeks, could be a month. And then April, May, June, we should see some really significant price action as the second phase of the banana zone kicks in. These phases of the banana zone, I get so fed up with people online going, where's my banana? Your banana fell over. Your banana's not ripe. Your banana, blah, blah. The banana zone is a period of time that lasts a year. It is not an instant gratification. You guys need patience more than anything else and need to understand markets. So we had the start of the banana zone. We are now in correction phase 1. That happens each and every time. Look at 2017. It's almost identical. Then, as we go into March, April, May, we start accelerating up again into the next phase of the banana zone. And then we'll have another correction. And you'll be going, oh my God, it's all over. It's all over. Am I going to die? Have we screwed this up? Where's your banana? Again, you'll have forgotten everything that went before it, and you'll be gripped with fear all over again. Then we have the final top into the end of the cycle. My view is that the business cycle is taking a long time below 50. It's starting to expand now. That has probably extended the cycle into 2026. Not a guarantee, not yet a prediction, but is what is in my head because of the structure of the business cycle. So we can probably keep going longer, and that will still give us much higher prices to come. So the game is all to play for. It is a game of don't fuck this up. It is a game of understanding the rules, understanding to have patience, and stepping back, zooming out, touching grass, touching sand, and let it play out. All of our futures are resting on the same thing. I take this very seriously.
라울 팔은 현재 시장이 혼란스럽게 보이지만 두려움보다는 인내와 이해가 필요한 시기라고 강조하며 라울 팔이 항상 말하는 암호화폐 사이클의 본질 바나나존에 대한 전략을 놓치지 말라고 얘기합니다. 현재는 크립토 강세장의 마지막 1년간 가장 큰 상승이 나타나는 구간이라고 설명하며 그 안에는 필연적인 조정과 심리적 혼란이 존재할 수밖에 없다고 말하죠. 또한 작년부터 이어진 달러 강세 현상으로 인해 현재의 경제 둔화를 유발시킨 것이며 달러 약세로 전환되면 글로벌 시장에 유리한 환경을 조성, 이는 곧 암호화폐 암호화폐 및 리스크 자산의 강세로 이어질 가능성이 높다고 평가합니다. 우리는 객관적인 시각으로 투자를 해야 하고 지금 당장만 보고 투자할 게 아니라 미래를 보고 투자를 해야겠죠. 010-2472-0429 전화번호로 탈겜이 적어서 문자 보내주시면 2025년 비트코인과 코인 시장에 대한 분석, 정보들 공유해드리겠습니다. 현재 우리에게 중요한 것은 이러한 정보를 어떻게 활용할 것인가입니다. 지금까지 영상 시청해주셔서 감사하고요. 다음에 더 좋은 영상으로 찾아뵙겠습니다. 감사합니다.